In this session, we will be building the virtual network peering and check various options available with the peerings like gateway transit and remote gateway. Here, I am in the virtual network section under my network foundation. As you can see, I have already created two virtual networks, one for the hub, VNet-region 1-hub1, and one for the spoke, VNet-region 1-spoke 1. I followed the exact same steps to create the spoke VNet as I did earlier for the hub, just like we discussed in the planning sheet. Now that both networks are in place, I can go ahead and peer them to allow communication between them. That's the next step in setting up the hub and spoke topology. Let's click on the hub virtual network to begin setting up the peering. Once I clicked into the hub virtual network, I expanded the settings menu on the left and selected peerings. This is where I can configure VNet peering to connect the hub to the spoke. Since there are no peerings set up yet, the list is empty. But now I just need to click the Add button at the top to start creating the peering connection. Here I am on the Add Peering screen for my hub VNet-region 1-hub1. I am setting up the connection to the spoke VNet we created earlier. At the top, under Remote Virtual Network Summary, I've given the peering link a name. I called it Peer to VNet Region 1-spoke 1 to make it clear this is the link from hub to spoke. I'm using the Resource Manager deployment model, which is the standard for ARM-based VNets. Then I selected the subscription and the spoke VNet, VNet-region 1-spoke 1. In the peering settings, I've checked the option to allow VNet region 1-spoke 1 to access VNet region 1-hub1. This enables bidirectional communication. Then in the local virtual network summary, I've mirrored the configuration. I've named the reverse link peer to VNet region 1-hub1 so I can easily identify both ends of the peering. And I also checked allow VNet region 1-hub1 to access VNet region 1-spoke 1. That's it for now. I'll just hit the Add button at the bottom to create the peering. Once I successfully created the peering, it appeared right here in the Peerings tab under my hub virtual network. I can see the peering link name peer to VNet region 1-hub1, and the status shows fully synchronized and connected, which means everything went through smoothly and the connection between the hub and spoke networks is now active. I also took a moment to look at a couple of columns that are good to understand. The virtual network gateway or route server column is showing disabled, which makes sense because I didn't configure gateway transit or route server options for this setup. If I wanted the spoke network to use the hub's VPN gateway or express route connection in the future, I could enable that setting during peering. Then there's the cross-tenant column, which shows no, meaning both VNets are in the same intra-ID tenant. That's what I expected in this case. But it's good to know that Azure does allow peering across different tenants too. So even if I was connecting networks across different organizations, it would still be possible. Now simply click on the peering name. Here, I can see 3 peering options that are currently left unchecked, and each of them plays a specific role depending on how I want my network traffic to flow. The first one, allow VNet region 1-hub1 to receive forwarded traffic from VNet region 1-spoke 1, would allow the hub to accept traffic that originated from a third network and was routed through the spoke. I'd enable this if the spoke was connected to other VNets or on-prem networks and I wanted that forwarded traffic to reach the hub. The second option, allow gateway or route server in VNet region 1-hub1 to forward traffic to VNet region 1-spoke 1, is useful when I have a VPN gateway or express route in the hub, and I want it to act as a central gateway for the spoke as well. Very common in shared services scenarios. The third one, enable VNet region 1 hub 1 to use VNet region 1 spoke 1's remote gateway or route server. Is the opposite case. I'd only check this if the spoke had the gateway and I wanted the hub to route through it, which is less common in hub and spoke topologies. For now, I'm keeping these unchecked, but it's important to know when to enable them based on the network design. With this, you know now how to establish peering and various options that you can configure based on your use case.